if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, readingswithbreanne.com. Let's dive into the topic for today. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again on another tarot reading. I love and adore you guys. So, doing another tarot reading today here. This is coming from one of my lovely soul family that messaged or had a question on one of my lives here, and this was in regards to where Canada is going over the next couple of years, but more specifically they were asking about this golden dome, and I wasn't too sure what this was all about, but I did a little bit of digging here. And I found an article, and it says here, Trump unveils plans for a golden dome defense system. So this is quite crazy, you guys. It says the U.S. has selected a design for the futuristic Golden Dome missile defense system, says President Donald Trump, adding that it will be operational by the end of his term or his time in office. So I wanted to do a dive and look into that and see what's going on. I also read here apparently Canada wants to be a part of it. So Canada discusses joining. Or let's see, Carney says Canada is in talks to join Trump's Golden Dome defense system. So we're going to look into that to see, what the momentum is of this Golden Dome defense system. But we're going to pull on the question. I think I might have looked into this a little bit before, but you know what, you guys, where we're at with Canada, I really do see, the momentum of a North American Union happening. Of course, this is not going to happen overnight, but I do see that's where we're going. So let's ask the cards and see if that's something that the cards can confirm. And then we're going to kind of dive into a few other things. Because again, back when we had our elections, Carney got in, and Carney's now the prime minister, but I do think that this is very much, again, all an orchestration. This is all a show, you guys, and it's going to, lead us through some pretty uncomfortable times, but it is merging us into a whole new system. And at the end of the day, you guys, these politicians, these, political figures, you guys, please do not put all your hope and, faith into them. What's really important is that we look inside internally and we do our inner work as well, regardless of how chaotic and crazy that external world can be. So I do want to do, oh my goodness, I also wanted to pull on the energy of Trump, because I had some questions about just what is a neutral standpoint from Trump, because he's definitely probably said some things where even people that do support him are kind of like raising an eyebrow too. So I wanted to look into that. We'll look into the energy of the dome and also the momentum of Canada. So let's dive right in, lovely souls. All right, lovely souls. So let's start with the topic of Canada and see what can you share, Spirit, with where Canada is headed over the next couple years. And I want to specifically ask about Mark Carney as well, because I don't know if I see him around for a full term, you guys. And we're going to also ask if I'm seeing this correctly in terms of the momentum of a North American Union. Is this going to happen? What can you share, Spirit? Let's start with that question with the North American Union. What can we share, Spirit, when it comes to Canada? And the forming of a North American Union in the years to come. What can you share about this momentum? Is this something that is being worked on behind the scenes and will come to surface? What can you share about the momentum of a North American Union? Eight of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, the Empress, Nine of Swords. All right, so So, back of the deck, 3 of Wands. I mean, you know, don't quote me to the date, but this could represent looking at over the next 3 years and some plans that are absolutely underway here. Eight of Pentacles, you guys. This is something that is, the groundwork is being laid for this now. So when we're looking at Canada and the momentum moving forward here, I have to say I do love, look at this Empress, okay? We have the Empress in the past, and this is all about the divine feminine. This is Mother Earth. This is Gaia herself. And it's really showing that, you know, Canada, the entire world really, but focusing here on Canada, it's a sense of showing that this is the symbolism of natural abundance and fertility and protection, and it's really about reflecting like the original blueprint. So again, Canada, you know, everywhere globally, this isn't just Canada, but this is not a sense of you know, a country that is meant to be dominated. It is meant to be nurtured here. And I mean, when we look at how much corrupt and chaotic stuff that has happened to the people and to the earth, to Mother Earth, it's really sad to see. But I do see us moving through this, through these situations, and coming out stronger and coming out of the other end with a shining bright light. So we're gonna kind of dive into this a little bit more here. Again, Eight of Pentacles in this area here is really showing me that the groundwork is already being laid when it comes to a North American Union. That's what I see here. This is all about the policies. This is cross-border integrations. This is working diligently here behind the scenes, all right? The Nine of Swords with the people here, this is a disconnect, and people showing like the collective has some anxiety that is surfacing from this here. So people feel, it's like people are just feeling like something is off, something is changing here. So I think there's a lot of feelings of like loss of freedom that are really tied to this card and this energy. So yes, you guys, those elites are working hard at keeping us restricted and pushing agendas and policies. But again, many are waking up. Look at that. Their eyes are opening. Look at the light and the dark here. It's an integration of where we're headed. But again, this is really a loss of, I feel like some people, even in Canada, they're mourning the loss of freedom. And, you know, it's a wake-up call here. So when I look at the Ten of Cups as well, it could be, Ten of Cups is usually a harmony, right? It is like, yes, like a positive, heading in the right direction. This is family. This is connecting with communities. This is a harmonious relationship coming together. But this could represent certain false light codings as well, okay? Because, you know, we do have the devil coming out here. We do have elites and structures that have pushed agendas when it comes to the central bank digital currencies. And I mean, I feel like we've talked about that to death by now. But certain policies that relate to controlled structures here. So there could be, again, a little bit of that false light coming through here, and it's marketed as peace and prosperity and a unified America, right? Or a union. But the real question is it a true integration here? I think it has the potential to be, yes, but people have to wake up, right? So again, the Ace of Cups in the outcome is showing the collective's heart is awakening, and that's what I'm seeing. So this could really go both ways. You could look at this North American Union as more of a controlled, you know, agenda to restrict and, you know, bring more surveillance among the people and to get rid of their individuality. But there's also a positive aspect to this too, and this is where I feel like a lot of people can there could be transparency that will move forward when it comes to this, giving people and communities the ability to really have a voice here. So again, it's like grassroots movements, not like controlled globalist elite agendas here, okay? So again, Just keep that in mind. But again, looking at that aspecting, we have the devil and the sun here. So the devil's all about the enslavement, the seduction through comfort too, right? You guys, like, we're going to do all this, but it's really the big plan is to keep you guys trapped and controlled. But that being said, look at this. It's not going to work. It's like they keep pushing agenda after agenda after agenda, and it gets kiboshed. I mean, it gets squashed here because people are waking up. So I do think there's aspects of the NAU that is being built from manipulation and control, but it's also going to be a revealing where people will choose a new path, because this is also Three of Wands is also that expansion, and it is that portal energy. So I do see people being able to shift this into a movement of integrating, I guess, a sovereign timeline. Okay, that is what I see here. I love this, and I do love that we do have a 10 of Cups here, but it's also to just be mindful of certain agendas that are being pushed behind the scenes. They're not going to work here because, as I said, this energy, these globalists and the elites cannot bring this energy into where we are headed, into the years ahead. Okay, again, 2025 chaotic, 2026 and 2027 I feel like is still going to be like brushing off the dust here, you guys, but moving into the 2030s we're going to see some pretty crazy changes from what I can see. So let's ask the question when it comes to I was going to say Mark Carney and the tower wanted to fall out. So let's ask the question when it comes to Mark Carney, Spirit. I keep seeing that, I keep seeing him not being around for his full term. Can you confirm? Am I seeing that correctly? What can you share when it comes to Prime Minister Mark Carney? Let's just look into that energy of, will he be around for a full term? And the tower came out again. Oh my gosh. I love the tarot. Judgment. That came up earlier today when I was looking at this topic on my live. Seven of Cups. All right. I mean, again, I really get a smoke screen, a mirror. Back of the deck is the Six of Wands and the Justice here. So I might pull a couple cards about him specifically, but again, we have a tower moment in his energy here. And I do think that there's going to be some stuff that comes out that's really going to taint him. I mean, does that mean he really gets removed? I did get the Eight of Swords, which is my imprisonment energy, and I was wondering that, is there going to be stuff that comes out that actually could potentially, I mean, alleged, this is an energy report, guys, but that could really pin him for some crimes, right? I think there's some stuff going on. I mean, he may be around for a little bit here, but the tower's falling here. It feels like he very much has, it's almost like his job is to manufacture a crisis here or something. So I have to say there's a lot here when he has that push to implement certain controlled systems, you guys, the CBDC rollout and digital expansion. So when I see this, I really do think that he's really meant to shake some stuff up. And through this shake up and through these uncomfortable situations, more and more people are gonna wake up. But for him specifically, I don't see him as being around for a long time. It feels like this is not a long-term position or a long-term political figure that's going to be in front of the scenes. Not at all. It's like he has a very specific job to, tear things down or shake things up and tear things down. But once that's there, it's almost like he's removed, or once he's completed what he needs to do, there's going to be a removal here. So it's kind of interesting because I've got some cards when I pulled on him in the past saying like, no, he's not going to be around for much longer. And then I get some cards here with what we pulled today is like, yes, it does show him kind of going down here. But I think it's really up to the people and how fast they choose to wake up here. So the timelines are still kind of merging and in between. So interesting. But all right, let's keep going because there's so many things we want to ask about today. So when we're looking at the let's see here, the Golden Dome defense system. I want to dive into that and see what's coming up there because, again, this is something that Trump has talked about, and Canada is interested in joining as well. It sounds so, I don't know, it's like sci-fi. All right, so let's see. So this Golden Dome missile defense system is aimed at countering futuristic threats. So let's see, is this something that's actually going to move forward? Let's look at the energy of this Golden Dome. Golden Dome for America. Let's start there, and then we'll see where we want to go. All right, Spirit, what can you share about this Golden Dome defense system? What can you share? Is this something that is actually going to be, put together? Apparently, according to this one article, this is something that was Trump talked about having in place by the end of his term. The Fool. The Hierophant. The Chariot. Wow. Four major arcanas. Wow. Okay, Four of Wands. Oh, interesting. And Four of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords on the back. So is this all talk, or is this something that's actually underway? I mean, when we look at the Fool here, it does look like this is in early stages, but look we have the Chariot too. So I do think with all these major arcanas and this energy, this is something that is in motion here. But I get a really big mixed feeling when it comes to this Golden Dome, to be honest. I do see that Eight of Wands as a representation of, missiles, attacks, rapid fire coming towards, coming out of the sky there, right? So I do get some of that energy here. I do think that only parts of it are being shared though, because if I look at this Hangman, it's a little bit hard to see, but let me show you guys close up. You see how he's got those coins trickling down. It's like what's being kind of released to the media and the public is just little trickles of it. It's not like the full blown story of like what the whole intent is of this Golden Dome. So I am a little bit cautious about what this actually is representing in the momentum moving forward, but it does look like this is actually something that is underway. Too many major arcanas, and this is a big yes from what I can see. So again, you guys, we have that manipulation energy, lies, manipulation, right? And a big thing that I get with the Hierophant in this situation is it's almost like this the dome, because this is in the situation, the structure of the dome itself. I almost see this as a false like spiritual architecture. Okay. And also with the Hierophant in my situation, that's also my Cabal card, the Deep State. And what this, brings me back to is the whole story of the UK and them trying to block out the sun. Now, you guys will have to let me know. I'm not sure of all the logistics that go into the whole Golden Dome, but I do think that it can be, from the energy that I get here, this can, if it's potentially activated, or it could also be a barrier that can distort or filter parts of the sun out. And I mean, is this just another agenda to weaken the solar energy, the codes that are awakening within us? So it's almost like this blanket, a disguise, but it's also a filter to shield out our transmissions here. I'm just gonna get a couple cards to see if I'm seeing this correctly, because I have to say the more I feel about how this dome is making me feel, it's very uneasy, to be honest. Okay, so Spirit, am I seeing this correctly? Can you share with us a confirmation about this golden dome? We have Two of Swords. Yes, look at this. Okay, Two of Swords. We have Eight of Cups, and we also have the Six of Cups energy. And what is on the back of the deck? Wheel of Fortune. So this is quite interesting again, because like two of Swords energy here, when we look at that, it's a sense of indecisions and the truth being veiled. See those blindfolders? The blindfolders are on, you guys. And I do think that this could be some kind of a cover-up, or there is definitely something within the intuition that is not sitting right with this golden dome. And in from my perspective, let me know what you guys think. But there's definitely something they're not telling us. Like, we don't know the whole true intentions behind it from what it looks like. They're hiding something behind the scenes. So Eight of Cups is, to me, walking away from that illusion and knowing that we have outgrown false constructs as well. Because look at this sneaky McSneakerson guy over here. So we've got somebody that is up to no good from what it looks like. This can be a card of strategy as well. But I really want to see what comes out with Trump and his energy after. You know what? This is going to sound really, really bizarre, but remember when we had all those plane crashes at the beginning of the year? I'm actually wondering if there was some kind of activations that was interfering within the atmosphere and causing certain plane crashes. The Chariot is my card a lot of the times for actual, let's say, transportation. Like we can talk about flights, we can talk about cars. There's something that I keep getting with that. And this Hangman is really interesting because you can see the world behind him here too. So all in all, with this Wheel of Fortune on the back of the deck, yes, I think this is an actual plan that is in motion, but it feels like something is gonna crack in terms of it being fully functional. I don't know if I see it becoming fully functional by the end of Trump's term. We'll kind of keep going and see what else comes out here. Well, I had a question, like, can we look at just a very neutral energy report of Donald Trump? Because does he have the best people's intentions at heart? I mean, I can say I'm not some big mega Trump supporter, but I think he does have a very important job. And when I was connecting about his true blueprint with my guide, Sarah, she was showing me that he's a disruptor. And, you know, he's not by any means here to save anyone, you guys. He is going to disrupt. He's loud. He's going to get out there and he's going to create some chaos. And again, is this one of his plans and agendas to wake people up, to create chaos? I wouldn't be surprised. So, let's do a general energy pull and see what's coming out when it comes to the energetic blueprint of Donald Trump. What can you share with us, Spirit, from a neutral standpoint? What can you share with us? What is his actual blueprint? What is his role when it comes to President Donald Trump? What can you share with us, Spirit? All right, so he's coming up as the Seven of Swords, you guys. The Fool. Wow. Two of Swords. Interesting. Three of Pentacles. The Hermit. He has a lot of that off-worlding energy. We do have that Devil on the bottom of the deck, you guys. So what I really see again is his role is to really, it's like amplify the contrast and like wake people up here, because so many people are curious. Like, is he working with the White Alliance? Is he working with the Deep State? Like, what side is he on? And I have to say, it's like, look at this right in the middle. He is kind of for himself here. He is a wild card, you guys. Two of Swords. This is somebody who sits on the fence. And from what I can say, when I see this, it's the energy of back and forth as well here. So from what I'm getting from the tarot, like Seven of Swords is coming out his energy. And yes, sometimes this is lies. Sometimes this is manipulation. But this is also a strategy. And I do feel like he is aligned with himself, his legacy, his power, and it's used by both agendas here. But you guys, again, he's a big disruptor, so he's not necessarily, from what I can see from my perspective, what I'll share, it's not that he is any kind of savior here, or he's not also the the devil. But there is a sense of him being this wild card is actually going to force liberation into the timeline, and it's going to enter it's going to end up resetting the whole structure here. So it really does line up with what I have gotten from my guide, as well as him being a disruptor, because yes, you could see like it is in our face. He absolutely has ties to certain elites, certain moguls. He's rubbed shoulders with high level networks, right? That definitely have a darker hidden agendas, right? But with this, you guys, he's not. Yes, he could be embedded into some of these circles, but he's not submissive to them. And he's also being used with the Light Alliance, with the White Hats here, because this is him being chaotic enough to be able to interrupt the globalist timelines here. And I do see him being, a high political figure in his role right now. He is moving the collective. He is not as a savior, you guys. He is pushing and leading the collective into waking up into a new sovereign energy in a timeline. So this is really positive here. I have to say, I do see from what he's doing is going to work, because it is going to move the collective into a new start. And this is really, really positive, coming together in a new community here. So even though he's going to bring some chaos and some destruction, and like he is a destructor here, that's what it's going to bring. 10 of Cups, because look at what's aspecting it. We have the Hermit and the 3 of Pentacles. So it does bring people through into like a whole new world here. The Fool is a whole new start. It's a reset. I mean, that's kind of my mini report on his blueprint and what he's really here to do. So let's see then. I think I want to circle back to this dome, this golden dome. Let's ask though, so what's the probability of this being fully in place and functional by the end of Trump's term? What can you share with us here? Is this something, it looks like yes, according to what I can see with the tarot. Of course, this is alleged. Let me know what you guys think about this dome. I would love to hear. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and insights. But I do see this as something that is actually in motion. I don't know how the logistics look when it comes to this golden dome. It sounds very sci-fi. But Spirit, what can you share with us when it comes to this being fully implemented by Trump's term? What can you share? What does that look like? The Temperance, 9 of Cups. Interesting. The Death card in the past, the Strength, King of Pentacles. Because initially I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And when I say that, I'm meaning like I have a bit of an uneasy feeling about this golden dome. Maybe because it's bringing me to, have you guys seen that TV show Under the Dome? That's where it's bringing me to. But I don't know if this is going to be something that fully does take off. It's almost like something is being dismantled here, because look at this. So there's a bit of a yes and a no with this energy. So when I see this, like we do have some major arcanas yet again. And I do think that the dome will be operational to counterbalance some of the maybe chaos that's happening. But there's also another part. It's like there's more to this than just a defense system, and I don't think it's being fully told to us. I don't know, will it ever? I mean, I guess we'll find out soon. But when I see this, it's almost like, yes, the dome's okay. It's there to counteract or counterbalance any of the chaos, or help with protection here. But I also see it like malfunctioning. I wonder if there's actually a time where this is activated and people actually physically see, like they're able to look up and see this dome. That's what, it's interesting. That's what I get here. So I feel like there could be some volatility with it, where it's like, or maybe more unpredictability would be the word when it comes to this. And I feel like if it doesn't match the frequency, with the where Earth is going into a higher dimensional state, it's not going to be, it's going to weaken and it'll crack and it won't be functional any longer. I see it losing its, I guess you can say, calibration, especially around what, if it's going to be around even Canada and the United States. This could be even expanded further than that, but I see it malfunctioning and losing its calibration, I guess you can say, with this energy here. So interesting. Maybe we'll have to do some more digging with, or tarot readings for the dome in the times ahead. So I might do a little bit of more research on it. I just kind of read that one little article, but I have to say it makes me feel still a little on the edge with this. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you again for joining me on this tarot journey. I love you guys. Let me know if you have questions, comments, topics. I'm always down to looking at some other stuff for you guys. So lots of love, and thank you again for joining me yet again for another reading. And until next time, lovely souls, bye for now.